Hey guys, what's going on? It is Broken Nose Vlogs here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at what I considered almost one of the best mechanical keyboard and mouse combos that I had ever come across. I say almost because in the end we ran into some serious problems that really kind of made me think about even installing the software that comes with it. Big spoilers. Anyways, what are we talking about? Well, it's right here in front of us. It is this Redragon mechanical keyboard and mouse combo. This thing's pretty darn cool. It is a full mechanical keyboard and it has a mouse with it as well. They are wireless. You can either do it via a shared USB adapter or you can run them in Bluetooth mode if your computer has that capability. They have a rechargeable battery installed on both of them, and it comes with a charging cable. They're RGB and they are able to be sort of programmed to whatever color you want them to be. More on that later. And just overall, to have a mechanical keyboard that is wireless, that comes with a mouse that has adjustable DPI, has fully hot swappable switches, and for the price that I paid, which is about 35 bucks, I thought this might be one of the coolest combo kits that I had ever seen. Well, I was wrong. So what do you get for this price point? Well, you get a mechanical keyboard that is almost an entirely full keyboard. It comes with a built-in number pad. The only thing that's really missing is your function keys up on the top. They are the FN function keys where you can basically just hit FN and the numbers will correspond to what's underneath them. Like I said, it is mechanical. It comes with red switches, which we all know what I think about red switches. So those were switched out. And I mean, overall, it's okay. It's fairly solid. It's about as solid as the mechanical keyboard that I bought from Micro Center some time ago is. It's not super flexy, and whoa, it's not super flexy, but you can tell that it's a budget build. Now I have added some accent pieces to it. The escape, space, and enter key did not come yellow, but I thought it would add a nice touch of color. As you can see right now, it is just in regular RGB mode, and it also has neat little things like feet on the bottom so you can stand it up. Actually, maybe I'll take this out of the way. So you can stand it up, and I mean, you know, it's not bad. Now, I feel like the keyboard commands for changing some of the features don't quite work that well. I ran into a lot of problems when I first got this keyboard. The lights were off entirely. I messed around with it. I couldn't really get it to work. I changed the lighting finally through a series of keyboard presses that ended up just making it all white. But it didn't work, I think, the way it was supposed to. And the reason why I say that is when the computer is powered on and this is connected, the num lock, for example, will be red, telling you that it's active. When it was in this other mode, that didn't happen, and it just didn't feel like it should be doing what it was doing. I did find the RGB mode, which you can adjust the brightness. Fortunately, this is about as bright as it gets, and you can adjust the speed on it. I'm assuming any other sort of modifications you'd like to make for this would be done via the software, which generally I don't have any issues with when it comes to Redragon. They're pretty okay. This was an exception, and I'll go into that in a little bit. In terms of how the keyboard sounds, I will go ahead and give you a sound test really quick. It sounds a little hollow, a little plasticky. Again, I can't really fault it. It sounds very similar to that Micro Center wireless mechanical keyboard that I had gotten previously. But I did not use the red switches. I found that this might be a great time to check something else out. My local Micro Center has their own Holy Panda switches. That's right, these are Inland branded Holy Panda switches. I believe they are just essentially, you know, the sort of Micro Center take on them. They are pre-lubed. You get 26 pieces in each box. I believe at the time that I bought them, they were about $12 a box, which I needed 3 boxes to give the whole 78 keys Holy Panda Switch. And I don't mind them. If you are in the market for Holy Panda Switches and you don't want to buy the glorious ones, because I do know the glorious ones are at least twice the price of these aren't too bad, but personally I do like other key switches, such as if you were going to get Redragon, they have the Wukongs, or if you're really willing to spring for them, no pun intended, Gateron makes Baby Kangaroo 2.0s, I believe is what they're called. I use them personally on my big computer's keyboard back here. They are really good tactile keys, but they are much, much more expensive. They're much closer to what you'd be paying for the glorious Pandas in terms of pricing. I believe I paid close to either $25 or $30 for, I want to say, about 26 or maybe 28 key switches. So the Inland brand Holy Pandas are actually a pretty darn good value at roughly about $12 a piece for 26. So that's the keyboard side of things. It's okay, I like it. It's got a number pad, and it feels okay for a budget keyboard. But it also comes with a mouse. Now this mouse feels pretty good in the hand. It is a full-size mouse, which you don't normally get on these mouse and keyboard combos. Usually the mouse is about maybe 2/3 of this size. But this mouse is tri-mode, just like the keyboard, so you can either do 2.4 Bluetooth or you can plug it in. And it has adjustable DPI on it. You would tell the difference between the DPI via the mouse wheel. It lights up different colors to let you know what DPI setting you're at. It also has RGB included on it, much like the keyboard. The Redragon logo and these runners on the side should light up. Again, more on that later, because without the software, I don't think it's capable of doing so, which, for me, it is not capable of doing so. So my mouse is fairly plain. The only thing that changes color when I'm connected is the mouse wheel. But it feels pretty good. It's okay when it comes to gliding. Your mouse feet aren't too bad. They're a lot better than some of the other budget mouse feet that you get, where it's literally just like 4 little dots. You have a bottom lip, you have an upper lip. You don't have anything on the sensor. Some of the higher end mice usually have some PTFE right there, but it slides okay and it clicks okay. It's a little quiet, it's a little mushy, but again, you're getting a mouse that has adjustable DPI and RGB, theoretically, for a combined price of roughly $40, which again is pretty good. But here comes the curveball. So yes, all of this functions fine out of the box, but if you were to read the box, on the box it says that the mouse is capable of up to 7200 DPI, which sounds pretty good. It also has multiple polling rates up to 1000 Hertz, which again is pretty good, for gaming especially. The other thing, like I said, I like is the fact that it only has one USB adapter for both, so that's another plus. But here's the curveball. In order to adjust things like the DPI settings, such as changing the DPIs that come preloaded on the mouse, or adjusting RGB on either the mouse or the keyboard, you need to install software, which is fine. Redragon usually makes okay software. That is not the case for this kit. This kit has some of the worst software I've ever seen. I actually take that back because I can't see it. You see, here's the problem with the Redragon software for this combo kit, which I believe is called the S136 or BS136. The problem with this software is you can't really download it. What do you mean you can't really download it? Well, first of all, it's actually fairly difficult to find. Redragon's website doesn't actually list this software with the rest of its keyboard kits. If you go to like Redragon's Zone or Redragon's website, there's usually a download page, and you can actually separate it by keyboard, mouse, or keyboard and mouse combos. If you click keyboard and mouse combos, you actually can't find this S136 combo. It doesn't show up. There's an S156, there's an I think it's 101, there's not a 136. If you go to the product page, which feels a little outdated and kind of like disjointed from the rest of the Redragon family, you can find the software. Alright, cool, we finally found it. Let's download it. Oh wait, you can't, because every browser that I have tried has flagged this software as having either potentially unwanted software or malware or some sort of virus inside of it. Every website, if I change countries, if I change like browsers, it doesn't matter. Everything throws this flag saying, hey, we're not letting you download this software. There is something inside of it that is not good and we don't want you to download it because it might mess up your computer. Okay, that's weird because, for example, my Artemis that I use on my big rig, which is another Redragon product, which is a sibling to the Gallatin, that software works just fine. I've used other Redragon software. I have not seen any sort of weird virus flags that have thrown up like this combo kit does. And I just don't feel like installing it at this point. I read some other reviews on places like Amazon who also said the same thing. They were unable to download the software. And even there are just full-on Reddit threads about this particular keyboard kit where the software is just, they run the same problem. It's not downloadable. So that kind of kneecaps these kits severely. You can't change stuff. I don't know what the pulling rate is. I can't use the RGB on the back or the side. I only get RGB on the mouse wheel. Same thing with the keyboard. I can't really change anything outside of this is the RGB I get. I can't program any macros. I can't see any stats about the keyboard. So, you know, it is kind of a bother to me when it comes to that, because you kind of want to know what settings your keyboard is on and everything like that, but you can't do that. Same thing, like in order to check the battery, you have to do a keyboard press of function shift enter, and you get a little line here that tells you how much battery you have. Like right now I'm at a full battery, but it's just so bothersome to me that I can't use the software at least safely. You know, I mean, you could download it, but I read a couple reviews where it said there were some really interesting processes running in Windows in the background once they installed that software, one called Audio Recorder. So it's just kind of weird. So usually I'm all for Redragon and I say, hey, this is a great combo kit. Like if I could have gotten this thing to run the software and make you know, some customizations to it, cool. I would have been singing so much praise about the cheapest sort of mouse and keyboard combo kit that uses one USB adapter that I'd ever come across that has hot swappable switches and all that stuff. That's not the case. Severely kneecapping your combo here with just some janky software makes me go, this is probably not it. So for me personally, I'm kind of at a fork in the road, because while I'd like these features to work, it's not the end of the world, because this kit is actually going to be used for my AMD build, which is the Stepmania machine. So to not have these RGB functions isn't really a big deal. I just wanted a mechanical keyboard that was wireless, that also came with a mouse that wasn't, you know, mini size. So for me, in this very particular situation, it's not that big of a deal. But if you were to daily drive this thing, I wouldn't, because you're not going to have nearly the functionality that you really think you should be having because of questionable software. So ultimately, in closing, I can't really recommend this kit. I gotta say pass on it. So if you were looking at this one, I wouldn't go through with it just because of that questionable software. Anyways, to wrap up, I would say no to the Redragon S136 combo. It's just not worth it to me. No matter how low the price is, you're kneecapping yourself by having sort of janky software that doesn't really let you actually customize anything, because you can't download it because of the weird virus issues. So it's not worth it to me. But I would say yes to the Micro Center Inland House brand Holy Pandas. These are a pretty good priced value at $12 a box. You get 26 of them, and I think they're just as good as some of the other Panda clones that are out there, like the Glorious Pandas or the Wukongs. But yeah, that is going to be my little review on the keyboard, mouse, and switches that I picked up. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps you if you have maybe stumbled across this keyboard combo kit before recently and you were thinking about buying it. Don't. And if you have seen these switches in Micro Center, definitely take a look at them. But thank you guys for watching. I hope I will catch you guys in another video soon. But until then, take it easy. Bye-bye.